So I'd like to welcome my 3 brand new PR interns on board, Angelina, Jacqueline, and Erica. Bringing them on board to work not only on Badass Businesswoman, but also my other business entities, I really considered how to give them the most rich learning experience. And PR is nothing if it's not really focused on marketing and ultimately sales and ultimately profitability. So I thought of a way in my mind, which was really great, I told them, I wrote them all an email and I said, if billing for my 3 companies or 4 companies or whatever in the next 6 months, by the 6 months you finish your engagement, if we bill out $250,000, I'm going to give you all a $1,000 bonus. And $250,000 would be a breakthrough in my billings. And I copied my dad on that email. And my dad got back to me and he said, I don't know about that. I don't know about telling them how much you're making or even admitting that $250,000 would be a breakthrough for you. I mean, when I owned a company, right at the beginning, people thought I was a multi-million-dollar enterprise, and that's one of the reasons I was so successful. And that was last night, and I've been really mulling that over and thinking about whether I'm going to be more successful if I have this front of, I am so financially successful and I've already got it figured out and don't worry about me, or if I be really authentic, like, listen, I have poured a huge amount of energy and I've poured a huge amount of my own earnings and finances back into the company. I don't live this extravagant, awesome $1 million a year earner lifestyle. And as I look at what Badass Businesswoman is and what our philosophy is, and I think a lot of it has to do with the courage to be authentic and to not put up a front about how successful you are, and to really own what are your strengths and what are your passions and what are your dreams and what is your future and what are you committed to. But at the same time, being grounded in the reality and being willing to be real about what the current reality is. Not like disheartened by it or stuck in it or anything like that, but to be real about it. To be able to tell my interns, listen, if I were to bill out $40,000 a month, that would be awesome for me. Let's figure out how we can work together to do that. And to give them a real dose of who I am and be willing to be vulnerable enough and real enough and courageous enough and confident enough to know that where I am now is not going to be where I am in 12 months. But it's only my willingness to be a leader, to be confident, to be certain and dedicated and determined and yet authentic, that's going to have me be surrounded by people who really know who I am and who really love me for who I am, not who they think I am or who I say myself to be, or some kind of fraudulent front. So I totally always appreciate my dad's advice and run everything through him. And in this case, I'm going to just have to say that my leadership style is different from his leadership style. And that's what makes me a badass businesswoman in my mind. Hoo-ah!